how reliable is power, cooling, and security at colocation facilities?
Power and cooling at colocation facilities are very reliable because of the additional layers of resiliency that you're going to get at a scale that you're not going to have at, say, even a warehouse or an industrial manufacturing where you might put your equipment in a closet, if you will, right? There are not just one generator, not even just two. There are dozens of generators, all with their own redundant fuel source, refueling contracts, same thing with air handlers. Like an example here in Hillsborough at Opus Interactive, there are 45 air handlers for one data hall, which is an N+N configuration. So you can have a whole bunch of those go down and you're still going to be providing cooling. Same thing with the cooling towers and the chillers. All layers are completely redundant and typically concurrently maintainable, which means there's 4 of them. You can take one offline for maintenance, have a failure, and still be N+1 redundant.
The only piece I would add to that when it comes to power reliability is there's a really good case in point, which would be kind of what you saw happen in Texas a couple of years ago when there was an outage that, the power became unreliable due to weather conditions, and you were seeing many enterprise customers not be able to have access to reliable power because of the brownouts, etc. That happened as a result of the weather conditions, where the reliability really shined through was that data centers buy power on a very, very large scale, and so they really had the ability to ensure that their customers all had reliable access to power, whether that was because they had the power purchase in place or because they had backup generators, backup everything. The other piece was here in the West Coast, a couple of years ago, there were fires that were happening. At Opus Interactive, we really make sure that our data center provider partners are, they not only have a very reliable energy plan in place, but they also are building out those relationships with the utilities. So anytime there's even any blip that happens, whether it's weather, whether it's, something that's happening natural disaster wise, they're reaching out to the utilities to find out, is there an impact? If there is an impact, what's the backup strategy? What's the strategy to back up the backup, and really making sure that we've got all of those things in place.
Opus Interactive.